Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this podcast. I want to tell you, thank you, y'all. We back in the studio and I finally got my act together. I got people that I have been waiting to interview for a while. We all had to coordinate, like life was happening, stuff was going on, and we all had to coordinate. So now we're back at the whole essence of Talks with the Tax Cop, where y'all don't have to listen to me rant and rave and feel like I'm chastising y'all or thugging on y'all or whipping y'all or whatever I feel like I'm doing sometimes, right? I love the whole opportunity to be able to interview people. And so today's interview is with a beautiful, beautiful spirit. Like really, I'm gonna take her, like she really don't even know the journey she getting ready to go through. But I'm going to have y'all meet Miss Monica Brown. She is, she's been in the education field. She is a serial entrepreneur in so many different levels, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take y'all on her journey as to how she got to where she's sitting with now. Y'all gonna learn some stuff because she worked with a duck. Y'all like the duck. She worked with the duck. Y'all, the AFLAC, that's who she worked with currently. But before we even get into what all AFLAC can bring and how she got to this journey here, y'all like, did she call it the duck? Because y'all pausing like she called it the, yes, because that's brand recognition, people. That's brand recognition. We're gonna go on her journey. So I'm gonna let Monica do her introduction. Y'all just looking at me like, what is going on today? Y'all, I done took it back in the day and I'm popping my collar with my green and woo! We're gonna get it popping. Miss Monica, thank you for coming on Talks with the Tax Cop. When I have been practicing this forever, y'all understand, y'all. I done had eye patches, I done had eye infections over the last couple of weeks. Like it's just been crazy. And now I can't even talk. We back with Talks with the Tax Cop, where we can get it in, break it down, learn how people are doing stuff. Monica, I just want you to introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
All right. Thank you so much. And the reason why you wore that green today was because you're representing my alma mater, Florida A&M University. So I'm just putting it out there.
I'm going to take it off. How dare you? Y'all, anybody who know me, who's listening, who's a Spartan, no. These are Norfolk State colors. That's what it is.
All right. Well, we're all together. It's okay. It's okay. I feel the love though. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know. So, hey guys, thank you so much for having me on here. I am Monica Settles. I am also known as Monica Brown. I am a 20-year career person in education. I was a teacher for a very long time, teaching English with mostly middle and high school. I was a literacy resource teacher and instructional coach. I held many roles while in education. I am also an entrepreneur on the side. I do have two businesses that I do outside of working with AFLAC, which actually kind of catapulted me into taking the risk of leaving a 20-year career as an educator and moving into something I had never done before, but I was familiar with when I was an educator and leaping into the world of supplemental insurance with AFLAC. So now I am a producer as my own consultant, if you will, or 1099 employee. I've been in this for about 4 months now or so. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been something that I didn't think I would ever be a part of. And now that I am, and see how I can be a benefit to businesses and to families and individuals, it has been a great journey so far. And so I'm just excited. I thank you for, when I talked with you, wanting me to come on and just to share with all of the folks on the podcast and on YouTube videos. So guys, I hope that what is shared today from both of us is both helpful and resourceful for you to use, as well as to share with other people along the way. So let's get into it. What you got?
I love it. I love it. So very similar, 20 plus year careers, decided enough was enough. I have something else to give. Yeah. Both what they deem now side hustling, right?
Yep.
The entire time. So y'all, what she didn't tell y'all is, so y'all see all the y'all hear the jewelries and all this kind of stuff. So she got her own jewelry business, right?
Yes.
She's a
Yes.
consultant with jewelry, and she also is an editor.
Yeah.
And has helped people produce and publish their stuff by editing, right? So anybody out there looking for a good editor, hey, you got a product that you've been in your sha-na-na, you got an ebook, a regular book, or you know what I'm saying, that you need somebody, Monica is a good resource to do that too. So that's how I actually met Monica, was somebody who she works with referred her to me. And we had some conversation. Let me tell y'all, she's a very humble spirit, but she's always open to learn. Of course, you know, that's probably just from education, right? Very respectful, very professional. So what made you say, I gotta do something different? Like, really be honest with the people. What made you say, I've tried it, I've done this for 20 some years, like ain't nobody else, like I'm burning the safety net. Really, because that's what both of us did. Like, ain't no, if we don't go out here and get it, it ain't coming in. What made you do that and decide I'm gonna go into full term? Because even as an independent contractor, y'all, that's full term entrepreneurship. What made you take that leap and say, yeah, I can do this?
So I always felt like I wasn't helping in the way that I wanted to. I loved my kids. I loved the day-to-day interactions, the relationships, the rapport, and being able to learn and exchange in both ways. Because as a teacher, I was a facilitator. I wasn't the end-all be-all. They can Google whatever it is from a textbook and learn about that. But how to facilitate and navigate those skill sets and that knowledge to be able to be successful in life is where I would come in and help with that exchange with the students. But I always felt like there was something more to give in a different way than the four walls of the classroom. And so being a teacher was in multiple ways convenient. I was of prior military family, so there were always opportunities available as a teacher when you moved multiple times. My degree was in English, so technically education wasn't really the path initially.
Okay.
But since I had the degree, and they were looking for teachers at the time when I was inquiring about opportunities, I just kind of fell into it. And I fell into it backwards. I actually started working in college at the State Department of Education. And then I worked at the college level. So I fell backwards from an office into a classroom versus what most people do from the classroom.
There to the administration. Got you.
So, so after 20 years, I have worked from the state college and literally pre-K through 12 level, including GED courses. And I've taught, I've had small groups, I've taught in churches, I've taught just tutoring clubs, I've written curriculum, just all kinds of multiple things, but I still felt I wanted to do something else. And in all honesty, the way that school was structured as far as being a teacher and having that job doesn't work for my family. It doesn't fit for my family. I'm a single mom. I have 3 children, one who has a medical condition. I was often having to be out, and then so you feel the mommy guilt of both trying to be there for your kids as well as support the students and the families who are also your kids.
Right.
Like when you take one. And I had to make a choice. I couldn't do both. And being on that cusp of making the decision, you know, I was getting sick. There was a lot of stress. There was a lot of things that was saying, you know what, there's something else that you know that you're supposed to be doing. And so as I was getting into entrepreneurship with the editing and with the jewelry, there was something in me that was growing as far as that confidence and letting that fear go of taking the leap and taking the risk and doing something different. And ironically, AFLAC then became the choice for the full time. As a teacher, I had an AFLAC person come into one of our after school meetings where we were all like, we're dead tired. We don't want to be here to listen to nothing else, right? you know how meetings go. But when she presented the information, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I take advantage of this? Because I saw it as an opportunity to help my family when I have to be out caring for my kids, or God forbid, caring for myself. And so that's how I got introduced to it. And so when I was looking to see, okay, what kind of leap will I take into a different career journey, AFLAC was on my top 10. So I never thought it might be at the end of the day what it was going to be. You think of, well, what am I used to, right? I've been in education for 50 years. So clearly, let me start with educational type of roles. And I wanted something totally different, something that would be educational and that will be helpful to kids and to families, but something totally different from the norm of lesson planning, grading, spending tons of hours day and night, servicing, kids in the school building. I wanted something else that gave me some flexibility with my family, as well as some fulfillment and knowing that I'm still educating and helping others in a different way. So I do that through my jewelry, when I'm on my lives, just talking with folks and encouraging and whatever. I do it through my editing when I'm, meeting with people, and just sharing their journey, hearing about their stories and how to pull that out. And so everything I do, I want those two. Are we learning and growing, and are we helping so that we can, kind of clear that path to be better in whatever it is that we want to do moving forward. So that's really my heart for people. So these roles fit really nicely.
No, I know I'm making all the faces, and I'm like, so you're saying you are a product, you're a product of the product, right? So essentially AFLAC is like family to you because you've experienced the benefit, know what it can offer, and you know that really all we know, like, exposure is everything.
Right.
So personally that AFLAC is more than just a duck.
Right.
And can do,
and how it changed my life and helped my life when I needed it. Yep, absolutely.
Right. And it worked for you. So what does AFLAC offer differently than the traditional 9-to-5 education arena? Like, really, what is it like being on this side as an independent contractor? Besides the flexibility and the freedom, what else?
So there's multiple roles, like when you're in an industry, right? So you've got, your W-2 9-to-5, workers with AFLAC. I am what they consider a producer. I'm an agent, an independent contractor, like you said. And outside of the flexibility, it allows me to network with multiple people. I have encountered people in businesses that I probably never would have met, doing anything else, because AFLAC can be offered to anyone. And so, whether it's, meeting with a construction company or in a lawyer's office or a dentist's office or even at schools and I lose it when I'm at like a daycare because, anywhere there's kids, I'm like, like squirrel, So, but it just gives me the opportunity to network and connect with people, and to hear their stories. I get to, ask questions of business owners. How did you get started? Some of it is family owned, some of it is, they had the idea or they were working in that industry themselves and they decided to jump out and do it on their own. We can attest to that. And so, just being able, and every day looks different. Every day looks different.
True.
I was, in Virginia this morning.
Right.
I'll be out, in Northern Maryland later on today. And then, the next day I'll be totally different places, in the area. I meet with people all over the country in different states. I work with them along the way. So no 2 days like that. And I love that. I love that. Some days I'm working from home. Some days I'm here in the office like I am now. Some days I'm out and about all throughout the day, and I love it. So it gives me the opportunity to see life in a different way, to meet folks from all walks of life and backgrounds, and then I can still make, my kids, I need to pick them up on time or take them somewhere or pick them up from after school or I can take them to school every morning, those kinds of things. I value that. I value being able to be there for my family and still work like a boss in the way that I want.
I love it. You just see, y'all don't understand. So I have, like I said, I've dealt with Monica in different capacities, and she is absolutely glowing. Like when she says moving from confidence to confidence, like y'all, when we first started, it was always, I'm sorry. And I'm like, girls, let's stop apologizing.
Yep.
Life gonna life. I got a client to tell me, life gonna be life, okay? Own it, accept it. Now let's fix it. Well, I didn't mean for this to happen, and this, that, and the other. And I understand there was, other traumas, there was money traumas, there was all these things to get to this point.
Yep.
But the person I see sitting in front of me now is not the person I met a couple of years ago.
Thank God, amen. Amen. I have really great people around me. Even just how we connected through my publisher. Just those connections and that growth and just who I'm connected to has made like a huge difference. I have a
excited for you.
I have a great working environment. Culture is awesome here. So
I'm glad to hear it. So you hit on the fact that AFLAC can be for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Break that down for us, really, because we see the commercials. We are like, I think I know, but I don't know. Like, how do I get involved? Can I get involved if I'm just a solopreneur? Do I got it? Like you said, do I got to have a whole crew? Like, how does it work?
So I want you to think about, or the easiest way to think about AFLAC is think about your major medical, your health insurance, right? So AFLAC is a supplemental benefit. When you get sick or hurt, you go to your ER or your clinic or your doctor's office. They'll ask for your name. They immediately ask for the card, your health insurance card, and then you get treated and serviced. And down the line, the hospitals and the doctors get paid through the insurance or through you paying for yourself. The way that AFLAC works is with that same treatment and being seen for the injury or the illness or whatever may have happened. Instead of paying doctors and hospitals, we actually pay the policy holder tax-free cash for them to do what it is that they want or that they need to do with that money. So if you went and had a copay or incidentals or deductibles, the benefits from AFLAC, since it's being paid directly to you, can help to cover some of those medical costs. And you can put it towards medical costs, you can put it in your savings, you can put it towards groceries and gas, which keep getting inflated every week, or anything else that will help you, because the whole purpose of AFLAC and its structure and design is to bring about a peace of mind and a little bit of financial security, like giving that money to the policyholder to be able to meet your needs. So we know that the health insurance part of things is going to take care of all the costs associated with, the treatment and them being provided, salaries, all that kind of stuff. AFLAC says, yes, but we still know that the bills are going to keep coming.
They are.
No matter what's happening on that end.
That's
and
right.
You still need to take care of life. And so we want to give you a little bit of peace of mind to be able to do that. So that's why that money comes directly to the policyholders. Now, you can, as an individual person, if you just say, I want AFLAC, how does that work? You would call me directly, say, hey, I want some direct policies. If there's a company, or if you have a company of at least 3 people, we consider that a company or a group in AFLAC's eyes, to say, you know what, I want to bring this in as a supplemental offer to all of my employees, including myself as the employer. We can totally do that. If you work within a business, whether you're a W-2, whether you're a 1099 or independent contractor, we can bring that to the table of the decision maker or the owner of the company to say, hey, we have something that can be offered through your business at no cost to you. So that's the benefit of having it through a business. It's at no cost to you.
Let's pause right there. All right. So anybody who's listening to this, she gave us a scenario. Mm-hmm. She said, if you are an individual, that's that solopreneur, and you trying to figure out, mm-hmm. hey, I know I got the state medical options, but sometimes I need a little something else. AFLAC is saying you can go to Ms. Monica Settles, reach out to her, and she'll figure out, like, let's find a policy. Let's see how we can make this work for you. Now, someone like myself who has a firm that's a mix. I have some employees, I have some independent contractors. So they're just looking for 3. Y'all, that's 3 is an important number. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Let me break it. 3 peas in a pot. Like, I didn't make this stuff up.
Yep.
She said the number was 3, y'all. And therefore, no matter the mix, it can be offered. Miss Monica Settles is an option to be able to be like, well, let's have a conversation so we can see how we can bring this in. She said at no cost to the business owner.
Yep. And a lot of people, when they hear business, they're thinking multiple, it has to be 10 or more, 50 people or 100 people, or, these big businesses. No, 3 policyholders.
Y'all heard
3
that?
folks who would want, and that can be a mix. So, and then it's even like, well, what's a business, right? I own a hair salon, and, my sister and I, and, 2 other stylists work there, and they're all 1099s. Well, great. That's a business of 4. We can work with you, and we can offer that. And some of the benefits of offering it through a business, which is why if you're an individual, you can totally get direct policies. But I'm going to also ask you, hey, who do you work with? Does your HR offer it? Do you know who the decision maker might be? Because you might not be the only one within your business that may be asking about additional options that are more beneficial for you and your family. So we would love to have those conversations on, on both ends. But what it comes down to is the group discounted rates in the underwriting. So AFLAC has 11 different programs that we can offer. We would never give out 11 programs because you don't want to spend all of your money on AFLAC. We want it to be a benefit. But coming in each year, with a few programs at a time, and just saying, we have these types of things that are available that's going to benefit you. And in the event that you get sick or hurt, we're not saying go hurt each other or fall down the steps or do things like that, right? But insurance,
safety net is there.
Right. As far as that umbrella coverage, that's a little bit of wallet protection that you have in the event that you are sick or hurt. So if nothing else, these last 3 years now, almost 3 years, have taught us that anything can happen. So saying that you're, I'm not prone to accidents and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Not sure how that works, but there are things that are out of our control, that in the event that it happens, it would be nice to have a little bit of cushion to say, I can recover and focus on my health versus now I'm all stressed out about how much leave do I have? Can I really focus and take care of my health? Or how do I shortcut things so I can get back to work to be able to keep things going expense wise? So for me as a teacher, I was running out of leave annually, having to take care of my children or things like that. And I wasn't replacing that income with anything. And so when AFLAC came in, what? You mean I don't have to stress while I'm at the doctor's office or at the hospital with my children, because I know that there's at least something coming back that's going to help with the expenses that won't stop coming? No brainer. But so that's, you just kind of have to look at it from the lens of what fits and what works best with your families. And is this something that, you definitely will need and benefit from?
I love it. Like, really, y'all, when Monica first came to me and was like, so I'm doing AFLAC. I was like, really, I was.
What?
Like, what? I had no idea. Y'all heard her say they got 11 programs. Most of us really don't know. Like, we think we know short-term disability until, like she's saying, until you experience it. And some of us don't even know how to get in front of it. I'm going to use, as a woman, as a mother of 4, right? I can relate to this. Didn't have it. Yes, I had enough leave. But what if I had wanted to stay out a little bit longer? If I had not recovered I had 4 C-sections. What if I had not recovered as easy and felt I can't even let my body heal the way it needs to? Having had access to an AFLAC, knowing that, you know what, we're going to be okay, would make a difference. It's that short-term disability options. Things that you're like, that's that rainy day. Like, and I know we're going to break this down. Everybody who listens to this, not going to be of minority descent. That's cool, right? But we don't know if we don't know. And some of us, especially like minorities, we don't think about getting any kind of insurance. Right?
Or in the sense of, I have insurance, it may cover everything, we're good, or I don't need it, I'm fine, nothing's happened. I'm good.
I'm good.
And so the question I ask is, that's awesome, right? We celebrate it covers 100% of everything, but it didn't cover you. So it covered everything over there, but it didn't cover you. So, do you have kids that play sports or in activities? You can be walking outside and, you step off the curb wrong, and injure yourself. The question comes down to if, you're ever injured or ill and you need to be out for a time to recover on your health, or do you have the stacked pile of cash in your savings to be able to continue with the expenses that keep coming and that won't stop regardless of if you're sick or hurt? Or would you consider looking into a resource that's available for you at very affordable rates that would be able to give you tax-free cash to do what it is, what you need or what you want, that you won't be asked about. No one will ask you to put it out there as far as income or anything like that. It's just to help you live with life. Life is life. so it's going to help you, as a benefit towards you taking care of your expenses so that you don't stress. Because sometimes what we do is say, well, I've been fine. If, something happens, I'll take the ibuprofen and I'll suck it up and I'll go back to work because I have to work. And that's fine. We want you to work, but we want you to be healthy and be well and do what you need to do, which is recover from whatever the injury or the illness is, so that you can get back to work in full capacity and not have, an in and out kind of thing.
I love the fact that it's not just Monica's demeanor, but it's that peace of mind. Because y'all know, she said it as an educator. I know it from commuting. There's stress that comes from us. Like, stress is a silent killer, y'all. And we try to put it off and put it off and put it off until something happened and we either end in the hospital or God set our butt down. And that's a terrible way to find out that stress is silently killing you, right? So as an entrepreneur, I can tell you, if y'all really saw like right now, I got it focused on what you can't see so it looks pretty. But I've been in here cleaning this desk. Cause I got some, you know what I'm saying? Cause I got papers everywhere. Anybody who actually ever been in the office or seen it, they like, oh, you fooling people. We got it. Because I got a lot of moving pieces. Mm-hmm. Some of them are here. Some of them are now as organized on the computer. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us operate really well in organized chaos.
Right.
But what Monica is explaining to us is AFLAC helps us invest in ourselves.
Right.
Because it's another way to invest, because if the business owner is not paying it. So Monica, I want you to talk about that a little bit. If the business owner is no cost to the business owner, well, how's it getting paid so that they can recoup when it's time for them to file a claim? Break that down.
It's employee voluntary. So as a supplemental benefit, we would come in through the business. And, there's usually 3 ways that insurance is given, right? It's either mandated that you have to have the insurance. It's offered to you. And if, it's free, most people will take it, or they'll say, no, I don't want it, or it's through education. So that's where AFLAC comes in. We provide the educational part. So we would sit down with you and give you the education around the programs, what they are, what benefits they include, those kinds of things, so that you make an informed decision about the best fits for your family when it comes to the programs. So some of the things that we love is that you can cover yourself, you can cover a spouse, you can cover yourself and a spouse, and up to 12 kids under the age of 26. If you have 12 kids, pick your favorites. But up to the age of 26.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yep. Y'all pause. Hold on, because I'm gonna tell you, your advanced child tax credit didn't do that. Okay. Right. That little money that I asking people for to get a sheet of paper, you was like, woo, the government was giving us money. Your stimulus, I said it like that on purpose. Your stimulus didn't cover that. You know what I'm saying? That person was getting their little $1,400.
Yep.
They said 26, and normally even I stress this because even for like education stuff, it's 24.
Right. Yep.
Y'all better listen. Y'all.
So up to 12, and up to 12 kids up to the age of 26. And then when you enroll in the AFLAC program, so I'm 42. If I were enrolled in an AFLAC program at 42, I never turned 43. So whatever age it was that I enrolled in, that age remains at the same age, the same rates of when I entered
Really?
into the program. Yes. Yep.
Why
So
did
you never have
somebody
to
tell
birthday.
me this when I was 20? Y'all, when I was 25 last year,
Right.
they
Because we
should have
weren't,
told me when I was
because
25.
because nothing happened to us. We were invincible in our 20s and everything was fine.
No, but nobody even introduced. That's the
Mhm.
whole point, the introduction.
Yep.
You know what? I'm still from LeVar Burton here. With Reading Rainbow. Y'all, we gotta know. Well, no,
Yep.
that's G.I. Joe in there. The more you know. Who is that, Monica?
Right. It's more, you know, the more
you know.
Yep. Yep.
Ding.
Green Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow, right? The ding, like
Yep.
that's the rainbow with the star.
The Reading Rainbow, yeah.
That's my LeVar Burton, y'all. That's my best LeVar Burton impersonation.
That's why the education is so important. So even
yes.
Even with setting meetings with folks, you know, and a lot of people, again, like what you said with the duck, and you're like, the duck, everybody has seen the duck. Everyone's, you know, seen the commercials. It's amazing branding with mystery behind it, because it's like, I see a duck, I see some money, something happened with somebody, and then, but you really can't give it back to us as far as, okay, well, what does that mean as far as what the program is? So the educational piece, both for the owner as well as for the employees, is huge, so that you really, because we work so differently from major medical. We get connected with major medical all the time because we are insurance, because it does, you know, connect with health. And we do pay out, but we pay out directly to you. And it's a different concept for people to understand. So wait, you give us money for those types of things? And it's like, yes, we do, because it's a benefit and it's a value for you. So for example, let me talk a little bit about some of the programs that we offer. So coming in through, you know, an employer, offer things like short-term disability. We can offer things like hospital options. So if you have employees that are young, or maybe be, you know, who are planning, you know, for family, and they need the maternity leave, or they may be out for a few months, those are the types of tax-free cash benefits that come back. So while you're out, you still have, you know, some sort of income that's coming in for that. We have an accident program. It's usually one of our most popular programs, where anything accident related on or off the job 24/7.
Wow.
So you could, you know, be at work on a Friday and dirtbag riding on a Saturday, and you get hurt in the accident, you go to the doctor and hospital, you give us those notes, you can get tax-free cash for that. So these are things where, you know, you may need to follow up with the doctor. You may need to be out, you know, for a couple of days if you're sick or injured. COVID may happen. You know, there's lots of things that are going on right now. And at the end of the day, can you sustain financially if those types of things may happen? And wouldn't it be helpful to have a program or a policy in place that can help supplement some of that cushion for you, so that you can have a little bit more peace of mind as you're recovering from your health? So we even have, you know, long-term planning tools. We have a cancer plan. We have a critical care plan that's like everything outside of cancer, those catastrophic things like heart attack and stroke, or paralysis, coma, things of that, kidney failure, things like that. And we even have a dental plan. So even if at the end of the day, we know most people nobody has, you know, 100% free for
dental. No. I don't have to stroke some checks for these kids and these teens.
So the bottom line is, our programs are meant as indemnity programs to be able to provide a financial support. And our short-term disability is that, you know, confirmed paycheck protection, where we can pay up to 60% of someone's salary. So, you know, when you think about that,
Monica, I'm about to pause. You trying to skate over that? You can't skate over that.
I was going to give you an example.
I want an example, but y'all out here trying to get PPP and these loans and stuff like that. And the duck was not lying on a commercial when they swimming and stuff like that. And like, I got this from AFLAC. This is what AFLAC knowing. And y'all, we just don't know, because either we don't know anybody who is a producer, like Monica. We really have not researched it. Nobody's ever presented. I'm telling you, if somebody had told me this in 25, I'd have been like, what? And I could stay 25 forever. Like I would have made that investment, because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my husband and I were looking at some stuff earlier. We was talking about our Roth, right? So like breaking up payments into a Roth. And I know I'm gonna let Monica do her example.
No, it's fine.
But when you think about the max you can put at, if you're not a certain age, is $6,000, right? Per person. And when you break that joint down, you like, it's $150 a month. That's why I'm saying the small pieces. We see these big numbers and we think, but I got this going on, I got to pay, everybody got to eat, everybody got to live. And if somebody shows, like you said, when the representative came and said, this is a no-brainer, because I got to go take care of my family, because that's where my core values are. But the bills gonna keep coming. Life gonna keep life. Why did y'all wait? So like when you first walk in the door, this should be something that somebody says, I get it. Just like you got to plan for retirement. And I know they don't do a great job of introducing this stuff early.
Right.
And I know you got student loans and all this other stuff. You're like, woo, I'm gonna make it. But this right here.
And the other benefits with coming in with the education and with the programs that are offered through the business, letting people choose what they feel are the best fits as far as any of the programs that they may want. It's not just about, just staying the same age in AFLAC's eyes. If for whatever reason you leave that business, you take your AFLAC with you. So they are portable programs. So you do not have to stay within that business. It is yours, which is why it is employee funded and employee volunteer, because it's yours. That's why we're paying you directly. It is your program, your benefits to have for the rest of your life, whether you stay under the business, you come in under the business. And that's, the great thing about it, but it's yours to keep. And wherever you go, you take your AFLAC with you.
So what else happens, Monica? Let's say life happens, we grow, right? We progress. We now add a family. We only got this. We have the capability of saying, hey, let me go with my rep. Let's look at almost like what you do in financial planning or with somebody who's doing tax planning. My life has adjusted. What additional programs do you have? How do I add this into my AFLAC portfolio? I'm going to use that term, AFLAC portfolio.
So say, for example, you enrolled in a policy in June, and you were already planning, you get married in September, and you say, hey, I want to add my spouse on, or I've adopted a kid, or I had a baby, those kind of qualifying events, then we can make changes for that. So you would just call me. When things are happening or life is changing, significant reduction in income, those kinds of things, you would just call me. Because our audience is vast and wide.
Right.
It's hard to narrow down as far as, okay, well, this is the price for it, because it just depends on where you are. But what I can say, and confirm is that, as far as, because that's what people think, okay, well, what is this going to cost me? That kind of thing. You're spending more on, Starbucks, Chipotle meals, restaurants, things like that throughout the week than you would be on some of these programs that are being offered to you, particularly if they're offered through your employer. So employers who are out there that have employees, whether they're W-2 or 1099s, because you can make this available for free, and because these things are life-changing for people's day-to-day financial situations, it's something to at least, have a meeting about, to sit down with, to see if it's a good fit. At the end of the day, I'm not married to your yes or no. What I'm married to is getting the education to you so that you know what we are and what we do, so that from there we can say, okay, let's move forward, let's do the next steps. If not, you want me to circle back with you in 2 months, you've got, changes or things like that, that's totally fine. We just want you to really be informed to know what we really do, and not what you see on the commercial or what others think that we do. And that's the biggest thing. One of the most impactful things that AFLAC did to me was when I was a teacher, an 8th grade English teacher, and my father passed from pancreatic cancer. And I went for a while, I was out for a little bit, for the funeral, all that kind of stuff, and just went for a while. I'm okay, until I wasn't. And I needed a break. There was a lot of stress. There was a lot of changes that were happening. I was going through divorce, like it was a lot that was going on during that particular time. And I had AFLAC's short-term disability, and I was able to take off for 4 months, and I didn't miss a bill.
Praise God.
So it's not, when I'm talking to you, it is not from a, it is from, from a producer's perspective, but I have very.
Product of the product. Monica, you ain't gotta explain it. Y'all, she believe it. Y'all go on YouTube.
I believe in the product.
The product of the product, yeah. And I'm listening to you and I'm watching you in the faces I'm making, and I'm like, I get this. I get why she chose AFLAC when she said she wanted to switch, because you're not away from education.
Right. Right.
You are still doing all the same stuff that you kind of do in your other entrepreneurial, like those ventures were to be like, well, yeah, I can do a live, and yes, I can talk in front of people, and yes, I can sell, and your no don't hurt me.
Right. Right.
But I know what it is, because I had to go fight some kids in the classroom to get them to understand concepts. So your adult no, don't, like I had to convince kids of
right. And teenagers. I've worked with teenagers most of my time.
Right. So I understand. And I know where to meet y'all at where it is, right. Because I've been in your seat. That's a whole different, it's not a sales thing. This is a share. This is an education. This is an exposure conversation. And
right.
so
right.
that's like, I'm listening to you and I'm like, girl, I'm supposed to follow up. But I wanted this conversation because whenever people listen to this, however my audience grows, y'all know I'm out here to have the talks with the people. People are, one of the things you all talked to me about was, all right, so let's say you starting out your business, but you can't offer health insurance because people will need benefits.
Right.
AFLAC is an option.
Mm-hmm. Whether you offer major medical or not, whether the person has insurance already or not, AFLAC can be offered regardless. And then even, at the end of the day, it's okay, as the employer, what am I getting out of this? Okay, I don't have anything out of my pocket, but you have W-2 employees where they have pre-tax savings on our programs by you offering it. So it not only helps your bottom line as far as your taxable income and the FICA and all that kind of stuff, but then you've got stronger recruitment and retention. You've got people that are thankful to you for offering this where they may not have been able to get it somewhere else. A couple of things, I've had many, employees who have said, I had it before when I worked here, and I have it, direct, but if, I took it with me and I have it direct now, but if I can get it back, under a company or things like that would be amazing. Or I've had people who said, you know what, I really wish I met you 3 months ago when my employee or when I had X, Y, and Z happen. And I wish I had that in place now to benefit from. So conversations and information and what that looks like is important. Making things that are best for your company, both short and long term, as far as planning is concerned. And even just a starting point of, is there something that I can offer? I mean, being able to offer short-term disability at no cost to you is major in itself. Being able to offer something to your employees who have families or things where lots of life is going on or lots of activities or things like that, and you want to keep them along the way, this is what we're here for. We're here to help you and your employees to move on with life successfully and to be able to do so without always stressing or worrying about, the bill, so that they can recover or that they can continue focusing on the health. The last thing I want to say is, even within our programs, we also have wellness benefits. What that means is, we don't want anything to happen to you. Okay, like that's the major thing. We don't want you to get hurt or sick or injured. If you're going to the doctor for your eye exam, a dental exam, a physical, a COVID shot, flu shot, things like that, AFLAC will even give you a wellness benefit to say, you know what, you're staying on top of your health. We just want to say thank you for owning the program. Here's a little bit of money. Enjoy your dinner, whatever it might be. So we also honor that of you staying on top of your health by doing those things, so that down the road, it doesn't turn into, like we said before, something bigger because you took care of it now. So,
Monica, I knew we were going to have a great conversation. I've been trying to have this conversation for a long time. but never did I think it was going to be this. Monica froze on me. You still there? You there, Monica? Let me see if she's going to drop. Is she going to come back in? She's going to drop off?
Put things around, make sure we still good.
Okay, all right.
Can you hear me?
Wonderful. I can hear you. I can hear you. She froze for a little bit, but she back.
Okay.
Y'all haven't, like, we talked about this shortly after you left, like when you were first starting out.
Yep.
And I was like, I gotta get you on the podcast. Y'all don't have no idea. I did not know the conversation was gonna be like this though. Because I didn't know all the backstory behind what it meant to Monica at the time.
Yeah.
Y'all, this a no-brainer.
It's right. It's so many layers to
it is. It really is. Because even in my mind, like I'm supposed to follow back up with her for my business and my husband's business. And I'm going to. Life got to life. Let's just be real, right? But this is truly a no-brainer opportunity. Because like you say, I'm here to serve, I'm here to educate.
Right.
All my clients, this is definitely a podcast that is going to go into like, hey, this podcast is going in the newsletter. We already did something in the newsletter, but this is going to be like, I need y'all to watch this. This is a podcast I need y'all to pay attention to, because when you are informed, then you can go ask the right questions. Y'all, she said this is not just for business owners. This is for you W-2 people to be able to go ask a question to your HR people. And if they don't offer it, I'm gonna give you Monica's contact information so y'all can figure out what can be done. Because it's
give me their name and let us do the work. Because and that's the other thing, you just brought up something so important. Even if the employers are like, I kind of like it, let me talk with them and see, if they're interested or if they would like it. We even caution on that. And we use the word caution simply because if you went out, in the meeting at the end of the day and say, hey, is anybody, interested in AFLAC or more insurance? No, you're not going to get a lot of interest. Some people may know a little bit about it, or they may make a decision that they're not informed about. So what we say is just by, allowing us to come in, let us do all the work. Let us do the work. We will, if you want us to talk with your HR folks, give us that, referral, those contacts. If we're talking to business owners, let us talk with your folks. If you allow us to come in, then you don't have to just sit back. Let AFLAC do our thing. That's the whole purpose of it. Yeah.
But now you know to go ask some questions. Hey, do we have this?
Yep.
We don't have it. Okay, great. Let me go connect. Let me go. She said Monica. Let me go see where Monica is and see if I can put Monica in touch with the right person.
Yep.
To do whatever, to see how we can make this work. It's not an issue of not going to happen.
Right.
She says 11 programs, y'all. It's an issue of
we feed your employees. We come in, we do it. We do it.
What mix could work best for mine?
Exactly.
In addition to, or in lieu of where I am at this stage.
Exactly.
I absolutely am glad we were able to record this. Glad we got an opportunity for even me to learn more.
I appreciate you bringing me on.
I told you.
I'm so excited.
Monica, I was like, no, you got to come on. You got to come on. You got to explain it. Y'all, Monica dropped tax stuff that I didn't have to drop. Like, y'all know, my real goal is to talk and explain to people, have conversations with entrepreneurs. What's working? What's not? What's your favorite thing? What's the thing you dislike? So I'm not going to leave this conversation, y'all, without asking Monica, what is your most favorite thing you like being on this side of the house, and what's your least favorite thing you like being on this side of the house?
My most favorite thing is that tons of write-offs, like tax-wise. Like my whole day it's like just like whatever it is.
Keeping your mileage log, girl.
It's for the business, like everything, and I'm all over the place. Yep. And the not so favorite thing, but it's resolved because I have you.
Y'all, this is not a plug. I didn't expect her to say that. I didn't expect her to say that.
Is that you're part of the family now?
I'm like, girl, no, what did you do? What about this? You left this on the table? You said this, you went to this. Why are we not deducting this? Where is this? Keep track of this.
So what's awesome is that, guys, I have Patrice here. I have her as my CPA. And so she knows, even as a W-2, I was asking 1,000 questions. And so she knows that this year is coming where I'm like, please just envelop me. She's going to adopt me here and make sure that everything is straight. But it was important. It was a no-brainer because I was already working with you when I made this transition as a full-time independent contractor that, I have the expert on my team already.
Wow.
So while I'm, transitioning and of course learning and knowing for myself, I don't know everything that my expert knows, but I have her already. I didn't have to wait until this year was over to just say, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, like you're already here in place. And so that was also part of the decision making, even at the end of the day, because making a wise decision as far as the transition and full-time independent as a single mom with 3 kids, you really had to put some heavy weight and consideration into it. Knowing that I had you on my team as part of that decision making to transition and know that I'm going to be okay, that's huge. That's huge for me. So I'm not trying to say, here's my whole stack of, everything help me. And at the same time, again, going back to the initial connections, these are little nuggets that have been plugged in over the last couple of years that have given me that confidence and that assurance that I'm going to be okay.
I love it.
And it's going to be okay. So,
y'all,
and I have my AFLAC, y'all.
Yeah, no. So y'all got 2 for 1, right? Y'all got AFLAC. Y'all got believe in yourself. Take that step. She dropped the stuff that I say all the time. Make sure you got right people in your arsenal on your team. Mm-hmm. You get your advisors, right? So, and you can do these collaborations. I did not know until she said, like, I literally was like, the duck? Like, what? What?
I've never done it before.
Conversation. And I was like, sure, we can have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. And when I said, yo, so many people need to hear this. Mm-hmm. You got to come on my podcast. You got to, because so many of us think we know and we don't have no idea.
Right.
I had no idea, y'all. And so, Monica, I thank you for your time. Yeah, I'm more than appreciative of it. Y'all, she gonna be like, I keep telling her and somebody else keeps saying, yeah, CPA. Y'all, I'm an enrolled agent. I do not have CPA behind my name, but every time she says, she's like, oh, but that must be what she's gonna get. I'm not gonna tell you that's what I'm getting or not getting. Y'all, but I love what I do.
She's the financial expert. She's the tax expert. So
I love what I do. I love that she's bringing options. Like, I talk to clients about HSAs and how are you shifting your money and things of that. There are tools out here that can help you tax wise, but this right here is a direct benefit to you all. Right. So get the education. Really, a lot of this, we're on the table because we don't have an education. Get the education. I'm going to put Monica's contact information at the bottom. It's going to be in the description. Y'all not going to be calling me. Do not DM me. Don't ask me no questions. I'm going to be like, didn't I tell y'all? I specifically told you, look below in the YouTube comment, like wherever it is, whatever it is in the podcast, I'm gonna put it in the description when it's gonna be right there, and I'm gonna put in capitals. Contact her, not me. There's her contact information.
Yep.
Contact her, not me. We're gonna put your email address,
phone number, direct phone, all that.
Tell the people, like, real quick, give me your contact information. We're gonna write it down, but shoot them your contact, and then we're gonna be out of here.
All right, so just call me directly, Monica Settles, 571-409-4431. We start from there.
Okay.
Just call me. I got my phone. We start from there. And then all the other contact will be below.
I'm gonna put all the other contact below. I'm gonna put her email address. Y'all go partner with the Ducks. So when you see the commercial, you can be like, yep. Like, kick your feet. Yeah, that's me. I'm with the Duck. Get you a t-shirt, some say I'm with the duck.
Yep.
Let's do
We
it.
got ducks, we bring them. People love the duck. When we bring ducks to meetings and stuff, they love them.
And that's what we know. That's what we know. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. It's been Talks with the Tax Cop. Monica, I truly appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to end it right here.
Okay.
And y'all go contact her, not me. That's the contact her, not me. All right.
Thank you all.